Greetings, fellow beings. Ho ho! It is a throwdown, thunderous Thursday, and I'm glad to be here. Hopefully you can hear me. I don't know. I was goofing around with some settings, and it took me a little while to fix everything this morning. Also did some recording. I think I'm going to be on another channel doing a video today at some point. Kind of excited about that, to be fair. Have to see how that turns out. But I want to say hi to each and every one of you. We've got a couple of great videos coming out today. I think one has already dropped. Tomorrow we get back into the entertainment stuff, so do go and check out tomorrow's videos especially, but check out today's. I mean, today's are like educationally fun. Nothing boring for a change. I mean, I try not to be boring. But like I said, let's say hi to each and every one of you. David Glenn has renewed his membership. Great to see you, my friend. Captain Phantom Nerd is here. Love that guy. We got Liger Fan in the house. We got Griffin here talking about the isolation of the hormone for insulin, which is good. Lots of people have benefited from this important day of discovery. Canadian biochemist Dr. Frederick Banting and his student Charles Best found this hormone and created an opportunity for many to survive and thrive, to be fair. Thank you for that, Griffin. Appreciate it. We got Biggles Mets in the house. You did? Let's see if you got it. I hope you make it out of your meeting or already have. We've got Morgan King here, who clearly was in the corner of the kitchen this morning watching me eat my Reese's Pieces cereal. There's the weatherman. How's it going? We got Divinia Duckworth here. Max Mercer is joining us. The question about Oppenheimer, I can't answer yet. Both times I've tried to go see it, I have been thwarted. Hopefully I'll be able to remedy that this weekend. I think I have somebody who's willing to go with me, so that'll be a lot of fun. Professor Haitian Faludo. Vince Womack is here. We got James Dosher in the house. Good to see you. There's my buddy Darren Hughes. He is here all the time, helping to wrench away and keep all the bad bots away. Thank you for that, Darren. I appreciate it. You're killing it, my friend. Killing it. Dylan C is in the house. We've got Scott Cook. There's Darren again. Darren's busy. Look, there's a lot of Darren here. My goodness. Darren's busy. You got Y Destroyer 3466V. Black Sabers in the house. Yek Nomino. Barney Fife's got his one bullet, and he's not afraid to use it. Look out. Josiah Robinson is in the house. Going to a baseball game. Fantastic. Hope you have a good time. O.C. Dobbins is hanging out here. Good to see you, my friend. And there is the common nerd. Aliens. All right. Randall Orser's hanging out with us this morning. A few other folks rolling in the door like low spec Linux laptop. I hope you're doing okay, my friend. Darius Munchausen is here. The amazing Tender Warrior 68. Good morning. It's going to be a hot one. Hot. Alwood is here. What's up? BLT. Al Humphreys. Greetings to my British friend. Oh, you guys. Schmilex is here. Good to see you. The poll looks like we're 50-50 neck and neck. Okay, fair enough. The Batcap is here along with Vulcan Lives. That's right. Good morning. I like Vulcans. There's Philip M. He has my thoughts and my prayers. We've got Andy Masters hanging out. We've got this weird FTX thing going on. Yeah, gotta keep an eye on that guy. We got 11 Alpha hanging out with us as well. Master Sidearms is here. Let's see what else is happening. We got more folks rolling in the door like a tipping barn. Yeah. Hey, look, it's Mr. Shirt. Rod Thunderheart, Snakes and Funerals, and we have to go. Walter Tomaszewski, how's it going? I think I said hi to Atwood already. Hey, War Monkey, what's going on? Scott Hughes. Fat Elvis, smash the thumb. We got Shrek PMC. Feliato. Keck 44. Rob Altus, Sean Mountain. I like that. Siege Perilous is here. Look at that. All right, everybody. 6 minutes starts now. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, wherever you are and whenever you're watching. Thanks for watching me get a sip of coffee. Just kidding. Thanks for checking out the 6 Minute Daily. We have a lot to talk about. Not a lot of time to do it in. And there's a ton of stories out there. In fact, I didn't count them today. You may have noticed that. Let's get right into it, shall we? Let's do this. Entertainment Tonight is going through a cycle of layoffs. That's right. They're cutting about or just less than 10% of their staff, which means they're losing a lot of assistants. There's assistants and assistants to assistants that are probably on the way out the door. But I have a feeling that a lot of entertainment shows are going to be cutting back on staffing. There really isn't anything for them to cover outside of covering the strike. What entertainment are we going to talk about? What's in production? What's happening? Not very much. We got Zachary, Levi, just not quite understanding that nobody really wanted a second Shazam film, especially with him playing a younger version of Shazam, although that's not what he was supposed to be doing, with a far more immature attitude about life. Lots of other problems with this film. He's not recognizing any of them. The Fed has raised the interest rates to a 22-year high. Wonder if that's going to do much for any of the problems that we're having financially in this country. In my estimation, nope. We got to stop printing money and spending it on dumb things and sending it everywhere else but here. That's a problem. Speaking of everywhere else but here, the European Central Bank, in lockstep with the Fed, I don't know why or how that could happen, decided to raise their rates as well. If you were looking forward to a Travis Scott concert, first of all, why? But second, you're not going to get one in Giza. It's officially been canceled. They cannot build that crazy, terribly destructive thought process set that he relies on to make you think you're having a good time. So anyway, that's just canceled. Oh well. Paramount's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is going to get a follow-up sequel and TV series. Nobody wants this in the first place. This thing hasn't even come out yet. Everything I hear about it is terrible. So yeah, let's greenlight a sequel. Makes sense. You got Comcast earnings call this morning, which I listened to. I had to get up at, oh my goodness, in the morning, 5 a.m. so that I could listen to Valiant Renegade, Mexican Iron Man, and Jonas J. Campbell talk about what was going on during the course of this. It was fantastic. They did a great job covering it. Lots of things were exposed, including the fact that they seem to be doing good in the cinemas right now. They also are doing well in the theme park category, but one thing they won't be doing is teaming up with ESPN, which I thought was funny. I think it elicited a chuckle from the boardroom there when the financial analyst, I think it was JP Morgan, asked the ridiculous question that time. Wow. No, we're not going to help out Disney. We're going to let them drown. Speaking of drowning in privacy right now, a judge is allowing Prince Harry to move forward on his snooping lawsuit against the Sun tabloid publisher. I guess Privacy World Tour marches on. Congressional Budget Office is predicting a much slower economic growth going forward, at least into 2024. So there's lots of room for optimism there. So yeah, stock market goes up. Mainly based on some profits that were out there that were a little better than expected for some. There's some profits a little less than expected, not only happening now, but on the horizon. I have a feeling these numbers are going to do a roller coaster over the course of the next 2 weeks and will probably head way down. As one of the main elements of the Dow has terrible earnings numbers. I'm talking about you, Disney, coming up in just 2 weeks. France is investigating a suspected smuggling ring that moves to China and Russia, advanced chip technology that we're actually trying to keep out of those countries. That's a bad thing. Sesame is newly added to foods. That's right. Whether or not you want it or not, or you have an allergy, believe it or not, they are adding it to stuff and they aren't telling you. It's not being revealed. And if you all of a sudden started having a reaction to something, check your food bag, because apparently doing this does not violate the rules under the FDA. Mattel lost money on Barbie, believe it or not, even though they made a profit. Barbie sales have fallen. The hype from the film will maybe or maybe not help this. What's misleading here is that the film had nothing to do with the quarter that's currently being reported. This is why I hate it when they just like put like cub reporters on stories, because they don't understand the background or the fact that this is like not accurate, at least to today, or it's misleading. Speaking of misleading, as e-bikes have been expanding, and we've covered this story before, you're getting a lot of deadly fires because of the exploding lithium-ion batteries from the charging points to elsewhere. This is not a good thing. Facebook posts a higher profit and revenue, and that's a good thing because they still haven't paid off very much of the $725 million settlement. Check that out. If you're a Facebook customer, you are owed some money. The SEC rule requires public companies to disclose cybersecurity breaches within 4 days. Why don't they disclose it immediately? If you've sacrificed my data, I really would hope you'd tell me as soon as possible. I guess that's just me. I don't know. Anyway, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, wash your hands, of course, because it's good hygiene. And until next time, bye. Oh, wait. We have bonus time.
Thanks for visiting today. Be sure you're subscribed and hit that for alerts.
Yay!
Of course, like and
I always forget about bonus
share
time.
all of the videos that you can, as it helps with the algorithm. Have a great day.
All right. I need more coffee. I didn't want to forget about bonus time. How did I forget about bonus? I even put a poll up. I don't know. But I've got great members. They're fantastic. I got to get this rendered. I got to figure out what's stopping. I think it's the font. I've changed fonts twice now, but look at all these amazing numbers that I have. And we're not quite done. We're not quite done. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. For those of you on Twitter, Rumble, Odysee, Minds, Getter, stick around, because even here on YouTube, we're going to have a very fun bonus time. You are going to drive it. Plus, I got a couple super chats and super stickers to highlight. Yeah. Plus, these great beings right here. These high rollers, especially. Woo-hoo. All right, everybody. Here we go, headed into bonus time. That's right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to bonus time. Thanks for being here, everybody. I'm having a great morning. I really am. I actually put together a video for somebody else. Yeah. You're gonna want to check it out. I don't know when it's gonna get posted, but over there on Ian K's channel. That's right. Current year with Ian K. If you're not checking out that channel right now, you should be. That's where Comics Division, you know him better as Comics Division, but that's where Ian K is posting all of the more politically oriented or real news, news fixated content. And that channel is a lot of fun. It kind of helps to break it up too. And it gives you a chance to kind of delineate between, well, I want to watch something entertaining or I want to watch something, a little bit more newsy and political. But he's doing some great stuff over there. If you haven't checked out that channel, please do so. It is wonderful. Let's see. Who do we have? Oh, we have this amazing super chat. Once again, generous, our friend Philip M. I hope you are doing well. I would love updates on what's going on in your life when you can. No need to super, but I do appreciate it. Incredibly generous as always. Hello to you. I am. As I said, in my thoughts and prayers, my friend. Indeed. We got a few others of these wonderful events that happened. Obviously, David Glenn renewed his membership. Philip sent that. We had a lovely cup of coffee sent to me by Darius Munchausen. Thank you. Let me tell you, I need it. Last night was weird. Someday I'm going to be able to tell some of the stories, the stuff that happens, after hours and everything. Depending upon what part of the country you were in, you had varying types of like crazy weather last night, I guess. Plus you heard about aliens yesterday. So maybe like I said, there's a lot of weird things going on, but that's what it is. I can't believe you're still banned. I'm going to go look for this. I don't know how that is. I went and looked Someday I'm just going to screenshot it and show you guys. But there's very few things that I like block or people. And what I've noticed is the bots are the things that I block predominantly. They're not individuals. And usually, if you're behaving poorly on my channel, you get like a timeout. So that's why it really bothers me that I can't find out or figure out. I thought I'd figured out that, I had to reshuffle the list of things there. But like I said, your other screen name is not banned. So I don't know what's going on. I really don't. Hey, there's Saltzilla. What's going on? Let's see. A few other folks got deleted scenes in the house. What else is happening? Got a few more folks that popped in. I wanted to say hi to. Oh, Izaj Melody is here. Daniel Hall's here. I think I said hi to Steven. Steven! One Piece. One Piece is an interesting animal. I don't think they're going to do very well with it, but I could be wrong. Rogue Thinker's here. What's going on? Zax, look at that. Guys, do you know Zax? Zax is awesome. Zax is a big channel. He's a good guy. Yeah, he never invites me on. I'm going to have him on a Sunday show, though. He's going to have to stay up late. I'm going to be super mean. Be like 11 o'clock at night. He's going to be like, oh, my Canadian, I got to go to sleep. I'm just kidding. Wait, Bam Bam 3000 is here. I saw him eating Bam Hammer, but I don't know where he went. Gatsith is here. Hello. Hello. The Mad Kappa. Yeah, the Entertainment Tonight story. Da 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 da. Laying off people tonight. Da 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 da. There you go. Shift to YouTube News. There you go. Car loans is crazy, right? You're seeing. Okay, so the price of vehicles has gone up exponentially for zero reason, right? They can say, well, we had a delay because of computer chips. Okay, the chips didn't cost anymore when you got them. The raw materials were on order forever. You're not doing yourselves any favors. Car lots are stacked with cars. The only things that seem to be moving right now are Teslas and just a handful of other things. GM is telling you that they're moving vehicles, but what are they moving? Base level standard stuff, right? Base level trucks. Do you realize you can spend six digits in whole dollars on a truck? On a truck, like your work vehicle, that F-150 with a little bit of the creature comforts in it. Your big old Chevy that you need to haul all that stuff to like the job site. You can spend easily 7 figures on that. And not only that, here's the terrible thing. Because of interest rates right now, you're going to pay for that truck for 7 or 9 years, and you're going to pay twice to 2.5 times what it's worth. Not to mention the fact if you buy it new, right after you take it off the lot, you've lost nearly a quarter of its value in depreciation immediately. Right then. Used cars are still extraordinarily high. You're better off doing a private exchange with another citizen as long as you can have a mechanic look at it ahead of time. We're in rough shape, folks. And that's just cars. But they're trying to get it so you can't own them. They're trying to get it so you can't drive them. You can't afford to drive. You can't afford to insure them. Look at states that are in a position where insurance companies are walking away from them. Lots to talk about with that. Let me tell you. Sorry, get a little frustrated and passionate when I talk about those things because it's not fair. It's not. It's this real weird conversation about fairness. If you work hard every day, you go to work 5, 6, 7 days a week just to have a place to live, put food on the table, and be able to have this limited bit of freedom in this country that is afforded to you through transportation. Sometimes it takes a generation to get into a position where you can have a vehicle to have that level of freedom so that you can improve your life because, well, sometimes jobs require a different kind of transportation. Most of the time, it requires a personal form of transportation. You can't, the labor, service jobs, manufacturing, you can't do that from home. Can't do that from behind a computer screen. Infuriating. Oh, anyway, sorry. Carlos Estrada for $2, thank you, my friend, says Alf Resurrection will be Mexican Iron Man's new favorite sitcom. It's already mine. It's not even out yet. It hasn't even been put in production, and I'm excited for the new Alf show. I am. Ryan Reynolds is the bomb. DZ Burton just posted over on Odysee a amazing thing. I can't say the bad word. It's F it, U.S. Army Droideka. That's right, from Star Wars. So it's like all loaded up, ready to like go straight out. Army, very cool. Darren and Atwood are both over on Rumble. Those of you on Twitter, hi. Elon says someday I'm going to be able to interact with you, like have a chat, and there'll be like other ways to like interact on Twitter. I don't know what those are. We're not anywhere close. I think you probably wanted to lock that down, Elon, before you rebranded to X. A lot of bad jokes that go along with that. Anyway, he's not paying attention. Hey, but thank you, Carlos. I appreciate it. Captain Phantom Nerd is here for $10. My goodness, my friend. Very, very generous and a wonderful verse here says, earnest and wearied. Oh, excuse me. Be earnest and wearied and steadfast in your prayer. Being alert and intent with thanksgiving. Yeah. And by the way, the things in parentheses are just the assumptions being made by the translator at that time. But yeah, inspiration everywhere. Thank you so much, Captain Phantom Nerd. I appreciate that so very much. Okay, so what did the poll say? We're gonna. I added an extra screen just for the chat It's like right here. I was able to repurpose an iPad and use it as another screen. It's very cool. So it also adds touch screen to like all my screens now because I can do it all over here. It's wild. Anyway, so it looks like we are going to look for something breaking. Okay, 51% of you say. Survey says, man, I miss Richard Dawson. Don't you miss Richard Dawson? He was great. Great. Someday I'm going to learn how to roll my R's. Catch up with the chat. Sorry, guys. I believe in miracles. Great song. Don't know where that came from. My brain is a terrible place to be. Speaking of which, I get to hang out with Mr. H coming up here pretty quick. So for those of you who are interested in just a wonderful entertainment conversation, plus we'll probably talk some box office numbers. We'll look ahead at the weekend, all the trailers that dropped. Mr. H's Hcast today is going to be fantastic. Over on Mr. H Reviews channel. Check that out. Good times. Twitter X would have worked, right, for Ben Ruin? I agree with you. And then he could have kept X.com, right? And then he could have his X platform. But just Twitter would be like a bonus thing. He could have had it as like a subdomain even. I don't know. I feel like Philip M is giving an update that I missed. Oh, M Tax Shark is here, and so is Dave G Sound. What's going on? All right, so let's go look for a breaking piece of news. News you can use with Hughes. Views with Hughes. There's a channel for you. Oh. All right. Let's take a look at the Comcast breakdown overall, because I think that's worth a conversation, because it really is growing. Comcast Universal really is growing in a way that not a lot else is, and I think that's important. They are literally stealing market share from Disney across the board with theme parks in every country that they're competing in. That's not good news for Disney. They're honestly willfully giving away the competitive advantages to their competitor. It can't be argued. If you're an investor right now and you're looking to decide between Comcast, Universal, and Disney, What do you think you're going to jump on? You're going to jump on Comcast Universal. I mean, you've got, all positive news. Studios, parks are standouts in Q2. Peacock is growing. They added 2 million subscribers. They're at 24 million overall. They did see some losses widen, but they were in the areas that they're having the losses. They're not the ones that are building up and bringing in revenue. So it beat its top and bottom line for the 3 months ended June. You had theme parks and studios strong as ever. And you've got another giant opening that just happened in Oppenheimer. That's headed into next quarter. Fantastic. Total revenue nosed up 1.7%. That's hard to do right now because you're fighting several different battles when you're pushing like that. You're up to $30.5 billion for the second quarter. EPS, earnings per share, is $1.02. It's up over 30, well, not quite 30 cents, 20, what is that, 24 cents? So you're up 24 cents over year. EBITDA is doing rather well. It's up at 258 million. Obviously driven by Super Mario Brothers, which grossed 1.3 billion. Doing pretty well. Look at this. EBITDA just for the theme parks, up 32%. It's highest on record. Year-on-year growth everywhere. And the reason that they don't throw Orlando into these groups here of Universal, Beijing, Japan, and Hollywood is because they have a giant cap expenditure called Epic Universe going in over at Orlando, amongst other reasons. They've had massive expansion there. It's only going to grow. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's take a look at your thoughts. Hey, Penny's here. Hello, Penny. Good to see you, dear. You guys are still talking about, I'm way back in the conversation. Sorry about that. The Disney overlords are not amused. That's right, Weatherman. They are not. Dave G's like, you should short Disney. I'm not going to give anybody financial advice, but I am going to brush my hair. It's really bothering me this morning. It's in great shape. It's really soft. Oh, it did that thing where it does the ringlets. Yeah, I had to brush that out this morning. It was like super curly. I was like, no. Let's see. Trying to catch up with where you guys are. The Batcap says their parks just do a better job, which is sad. And I've had a lot of people complaining, and I've been listening to a lot of people talking about just that it seems like the cast member performance in the parks, and it's all anecdotal, of course, because usually, cast members are amazing for Disney, and the partners that they have over at Universal are wonderful. But I've been hearing a lot of negative stories about Disney lately, and that's concerning because they're supposed to be the last level of magic. It's crazy. Yeah, Discovery Channel Shark Week could be at an all-time low with cocaine sharks. That's true. Cocaine shark. That film looks bonkers. It's a real thing. Yeah, cocaine bear, cocaine shark, got meth gator, I think, or cocaine gator coming. Crazy. See who else is here. Culture does the mermaid on the rocks thing. That's just true. Do you remember growing up? Wow, this is not related to anything, just came out of nowhere. you could go to Disneyland when you were a kid, and the mermaids, there were actually live living face character mermaids that would sit on the rocks in the lagoon, or the submarine attraction. You remember that? I do. Oh, and by the way, the mermaids came in every color of the rainbow back then. That was a long time ago. Liberty Prime is here. What's going on? Geeky Sparkles probably did faint. True. Let's see. Lost Son of K. What's going on? Yeah, I don't think he's switching parties. I don't really get too deep into the politics of it all here, but if you look at polling, he's going to pull some independents. He's going to pull some Republicans. He's going to pull a ton of Democrats. I don't know what these parties are thinking, but I don't speak on that. Yeah, you can't blame anybody to do it to themselves. I don't get it, man. What is Disney doing? Cost comparison? Oh, here you go. Disney is way more expensive. If you take your family of four to Universal, you'll spend a third less at least, if not half as much as you would if you went to Disney. Disney's overpriced from beginning to end, top to bottom, from the tickets to the hotels. They used to be able to charge a little bit more for their hotels, and it was acceptable because they didn't charge you for resort parking. They didn't charge you for transportation. They had something called the Magical Express that would take you to and from the airport. They had genuine benefits for staying on property that actually were something like extra magic hours, which were 2 or 3 hours at the beginning and end of the day at multiple parks. But they've taken away all the perks that go along with it. You have to now pay for the magic bands, which were supposed to remain free for everybody. And now they have you looking at your phone all day. There are so many negatives to Disney versus Universal. I can't even tell you. You don't need your phone other than to check for wait times at Universal. You don't need it. Disney got away from their maps. Something that used to be the free take-home souvenir that everybody took home a map. Disney got rid of them. I mean, you can still get them, but for the most part, they're not handed to everybody coming in the door. You have to go looking for a map because you can look on your phone. Guess what? I don't go on vacation to look at my phone all day. I don't think anybody does. Oh, Penny's busy today. 2-year-old grandson. Got to take care of him. There you go. That is a handful. That's more than a handful. That's both hands full. Good luck. Universal character interaction is outstanding. It truly is. I mean, what's really fun is like you can interact with Donkey. You can interact. I don't know. Are they still doing that? They were up until they started doing all the crazy stuff in that Illuminations area. But you could interact with obviously one of the Transformers. Those were always great, right? Interacting with like Optimus Prime, and the parades are good. They have guests participate in the parades and stuff, especially around Mardi Gras and Halloween. It's crazy. "20,000 Leagues Under the Sea" ride was fantastic. That was at Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom. This submarine ride was over in Disneyland. That was great. I forget what that was called. Was it the same thing? All I know is when they took out the one in Florida, I was super bummed. Wasted that area for a long time. And then when they rebuilt New Fantasyland, they locked everything in instead of opening it up to the back of the property. The north of the property at Magic Kingdom is there's an opportunity there for Disney to expand going north for a ways. Nope. Dumb decisions. We got a tipping bar here for $9.99. What's your thoughts on the mass public trans in the U.S.? It's garbage. and it's going to be garbage for the same reason that light rail and everything else often leads to basically just homeless person relocation and drug dealing central. You don't have the public can't and does not have the will to deliver quality public mass transit here in the States. But they barely have the will to police the streets to keep people from just being outright murdered from time to time. So it is quite a pipe dream because of how spread out we are in the United States. I think you're right, Tipping Barn. They are very zealous, overzealous, in fact, and very dismissive of those that like our cars. I agree with you. The people who are very much on board with this. I have no problem with mass transit. I think it should be there. But if we were going to truly invest in mass transit, we would have rebuilt the intercontinental railroads so that we had both a area for commercial traffic and for passenger traffic. But we aren't invested in it. It's a lie for anybody to tell you that we are, because high-speed rail should have been in this country multiple decades ago. We don't have the infrastructure we need now just to support the electrical grid. But that's an entirely other conversation. We're dangerously close to disaster on a daily basis in this country when it comes to just the delivery of electrical power. So you know, and I'm not conflating the two. I'm not there. But like I said, I mean, you need a hierarchy of needs. Mass transit's way down on that list. The most convenient thing that everybody takes for granted of is electrical power. Oh, by the way, no electric cars without a fully functional grid. The state of California, for their pipe dreams, can't even hope to meet their goals of having no combustion vehicles in their state by 2030. They're actively participating in their own destruction. They don't even hold the power companies they're accountable for the wildfires that they've created over the years. So the pipe dream of mass transit in the U.S., especially trains and things like that, no. And that's why they're often dropped as like items into states in the metro areas, and then they're left to rot because of how they're paid for. And because once the populace figures out just how much of a scam they are, they don't want any part of them. A lot of these light rail systems are just an enormous waste of money and a depletion of the valuable needs of the rest of the infrastructure around. If you were ever going to do a system like that, it should be an elevated train so it disrupts everything the least from its construction period through its entire existence. But nobody wants to look at that eyesore. Lots of problems with mass transit. Wow, I just did 10 minutes on mass transit. Sorry about that, guys. Didn't mean to do that. Hey, what's up, Set Like? Having some coffee this morning. Good to see you. 11 Alpha says, why are people praising RFK Jr. because he agrees on one issue? He's a Venezuela-loving socialist. I'm not praising him for anything. I'm just saying that there are people that are going to support him from all sides. What is it? I think Tim Pool describes it best. Most people are low information voters. Y'all aren't. Everybody out here watching me, whether you're on Twitter, Rumble, Minds, Odysee, YouTube, whatnot, you guys are all well informed. You stay well informed all the time. It's what you probably consider your duty, just like I do. But you know, I'm just saying, this is probably why you have people like this. It's probably why people are still denying that there's, you know, various issues with some of the things that have been forced on us the last 3 or 4 years. It is what it is. Just don't have enough information, not paying attention. And we don't have, the other problem, we don't have a news media anymore that actually challenges anything, does any research, and or investigates anything. They just go along with the flow. Back to Disney real quick. The Starship Cruiser was Disney's worst offender. Well, to be fair, the concept of having a live-in hotel attraction isn't new for Disney. There were a couple of iterations of that idea, including, believe it or not, a haunted hotel, where you would have an attraction that was adjacent to an actual hotel and actually part of it. And you could live within that and have your own adventures, even in your own room. And to a certain extent, the Star Cruiser had opportunities for in-room adventures as well. In fact, a lot of the technology within that building was put into place, or at least the infrastructure for it was. And then that got abandoned, much like the interactivity that you were supposed to get in Galaxy's Edge. The Starship Cruiser was a terrible, terrible decision, because the financials just weren't going to make that work out. Whew. Jeffrey Whitty says, but aliens. Yes. Yeah. Time Prophet says, I got a Windows phone. Only use it to make phone calls. Novel. I know, that's true. Darius Munchausen for $2 says, Disney is getting rid of maps? Is it your birthday? Yeah, so you used to be able to, they would hand you a guide map for the entire day, along and a show schedule, by the way, in the guide map. They would hand it to everybody as they walk through the turnstile. And I know you're probably making a joke on a different level, but they would do that, and you would have basically a list of everything you could do, a place everywhere you could go, a list of all of that. It was right in front of you. You folded it up, unfolded it up, walked around, put it in your pocket, put it in your bag, whatever, and then you had a take home souvenir. A lot of times that was referred to by the artists as throwaway art. You used to get those from Disney all the time, like little postcards and stuff like that to promote the latest vacation trend. It is not my birthday. My birthday is in November. And about that time, I'll be getting my hair cut. I'll do a video about getting my hair cut. And there you go. Hey, Darth Gutierrez. Yep. Yeah, Donkey from Shrek. Some of the best video you'll ever see of Donkey and the Donkey from Shrek is with Jay, Drunk 3PO. He for whatever reason, they have great interactions. Those little clips are fantastic. Lester, I'm with you. Lester at the Skeptic Tank. Awesome. Says, I will definitely check out Super Nintendo World. Well, I'll tell you what. I will probably be there. Probably. Yeah, they made that Ariel's Grotto. That's correct. Admiral Teague. Along with that silly ride. Wait till they reface that one. The interaction with the Nintendo characters needs to be seen to be believed. Their mouths and eyes move and talk to you. Yep. The people that developed the talking Mickey and Minnie, by the way, there are some, were the people who worked extensively. Well, maybe not them exactly. Maybe they're friends. How do I be very careful about this? For Universal to develop the face, those characters and their abilities. So many things Disney just does poorly now. Oh, don't worry about it, Last Son of K. It doesn't mind me at all. It doesn't bother me at all. Mind me at all. Sacré bleu. This is true. Public transport doesn't work with flyover states now because we're all spread out. Yeah, you guys like food? You know where that comes from? If it's from here in the States, it comes from the middle of the country where people don't live next to each other. You're going to have public transport farms. Oh, by the way, if you guys have noticed, and this is bumming me out because I like the tech, but vertical farms, the huge investment vertical farms are failing, going bankrupt, including one recently with Martha Stewart's investment capital. Does anybody care about this? I feel like I'm talking to the window. I'm crazy. Crazy for feeling so lonely. Yeah. Our country is too big and spread out to have national public transport. This is a true story. But you could have high-speed rail that could save you from flying a plane. I still don't understand this. I don't understand why no one jumped on board when Elon wanted to dig these giant tunnels across the United States. And all of these, could you imagine like underground hubs and everything, and the transport system just being just super fast? You could get, from LA to Orlando in, 2.5 hours, right? It'd be no worse than driving to Vegas for, a typical Angeline. Just bonkers. NYC has subways, yeah, but at what cost? And could they rebuild those subways today without bankrupting uh, the city? No. They can't even keep them safe and or operating properly. Monorails work great if you keep track and take care of the technology. You could actually put monorail trains across this country. The problem is they're very expensive to build. But set that aside, those monorail trains, you could actually cover them in solar panels and supplement the amount of energy it would require to run them. But that's a whole other thing. Hey, the good doctor is here. Good to see you, Dago Outlaw. People are fickle. Yeah, that's to say the least. Our good friend, Philip M. for $10 says, why has the U.S. become such a banana republic? I say this mournfully. Because the checks and balances that were put into place to root out corruption haven't been used. And the reason being is because people are easily corrupted because they're appealed to at their lowest common denominator, which oftentimes is their base level emotions, which is greed. Power and greed. Those seeking power are more terrifying than those seeking money. And there's a lot of lessons to be learned from some very old books along this. But the reason that we were structured the way that we were, with states having power rather than a federal system, was because of a recognition that because of the isolation of individual states and the vast differences that each state and municipality would require as far as infrastructure support, all of those things, the community needs would vary. It was important to do that. Part of that checks and balances was the legislative bodies would control the purse strings, and they could essentially decide not to fund certain elements of government that had either gotten wildly out of control or were no longer needed. That was corrupted by a system that allowed for federal government employees to be unionized. The unions, and I'm not saying bad things about unions overall, just specifically the federal unions, now are a mass of humanity that have a certain amount of political control, that weigh or outweigh their influence outweighs that of the citizen, the constituency. And I think that that's largely something that has to go away. And I was hoping that it would have maybe 5-6 years ago, when some things needed to change. And it never happened. Having faceless, unaccountable bureaucrats doesn't help. But the fact that, again, corruption is not rooted out as it was intended to be, here we sit. I think that's the long-winded answer for it all. But it comes down to the fact that none of the implements that are in place to be used against these kinds of things have been utilized. Whew, that was a long-winded explanation. Hey, Kara. Kara's like, I'm going to vote for RFK Jr. because he's got gains. That's right. Because he can lift, do push-ups, get yoked. I don't think that the way that politics operates now, because of the party system, has been exploited to the nth degree, to create a permanent hierarchy of power and decision makers. And I think that's a real problem. But again, those are opinions. Bubba Big Daddy Porkins says, our bullet train in California is a white elephant. It's a financial disaster of colossal proportions. Wow. Jerry Brown is the clown who got that thing going down. That's right. Government shouldn't be put in positions to do those things. Those things should be put in place by profit-oriented entities. We should stop subsidizing these things. Your tax dollars should not be used for any of that. But it's your money. I try to avoid politics. I really do. You guys ask me this stuff, though. That's right. I am a Scorpio, is Ash Melody. This is true. Was that a thorough answer? I don't know. I know I'm way behind in the chat. I'm so sorry, folks. I'm here for you today. This is what bonus time is about. So I really hope that I haven't stepped on anybody's thoughts or feelings, or I haven't missed anything. I know I've missed a lot of stuff. You guys are just on fire in the chat. Oh, if you really want me to get on something, though, if you throw the super chat, it doesn't matter if it's a little one. It just makes it easier for me to sort, or a member chat, to be fair. I know somebody sent one a minute ago, and I don't know that I got to it. Again, another reason why it's really handy to have the iPad up as another screen. So pretty soon I'm going to have like 5 or 6 screens in here. Wow. That'd be like Jason over at Sci-Fi for Me TV. We got Ram Bam 3000. What's up, my friends? Oh wow, this is £5 sterling. It's proper money. I love it. I want to hold pounds. I can't wait to get to the UK because I just want to hold pounds. For £5 sterling. I only took the Hyperloop seriously because physicist and space activist Gerard K. O'Neill describes something similar in his life in the year 2081. I take it seriously because it works. I mean, and you've seen examples of it for a while. There was a great Logan's Run. Lots of wonderful sci-fi has these ideas in it, and I think it's fantastic. Very excited about that. Here we go. Frederick Spector describes another issue we have. Do whatever you want and then litigate it to death. And this is the other problem, right? Is we've been talking about tort reform for my entire lifetime almost. Since I was brought into the world of government and politics and law by family members, this has been something that has been a point of conversation since, I don't know, 1980 was when I was starting to pay attention to this stuff. I was 10. We've been talking about tort reform. It's bonkers. Hey, little Chad's here. What's up? Yep. This is true, little Chad. I try to avoid politics. Politics does not avoid me. Adam's here. What's up, Adam? I saw Empress in the house. What's your favorite tree? Oh, I like redwoods a lot. In fact, they're like my favorite thing to build out of. Like, I like natural woods that are naturally repel pests and handle water and things like that. You'll find when I build things for outside, I like redwood and cedar. I think they're beautiful woods. I like teak because I look at a tree as a multi-purpose thing. It has several different purposes, and at various stages in life, this is the other thing is the utility of things. I think people don't think about. There's utility in all things, or there can be. iPad. No. It's I'm using the iPad as another screen, and this iPad's like a decade old. But what it can do is it can act as a screen for all of my computers and all my screens here, and it allows me I can actually touch screen all of these other screens because of this. If I wanted one of those fancy art pads, but the channel hasn't been able to afford it yet. So also I stink at art. So it's really hard for me to justify that kind of expense when I have something laying around that's like initial purpose was business stuff. So, but it's fine. Be mad at me. I don't care. Evil Ramen says the Fourth Estate. Yes, its last independence was arguably in the 90s. Well, and it's even more destroyed now. There are no journalists anymore. That's why you often catch me saying urinalists, because there's only a handful of them. Schellenberger, and all the folks that we're talking about, the Twitter files and stuff. That's it. Nobody does investigative journalism anymore because they can't go against their billionaire owners. That's why the Washington Post is a freaking cage liner. Well, there are many other reasons, but wow, I'm opinionated today. Apologize. Yeah, redwoods are amazing. Yeah, I like sequoias. Yeah, I've got plenty of pines. Lots of different kinds of pines up around my cabin. Just beautiful up there. I like aspen. It's funny. The places I choose to live are nowhere close to the trees I love. I'm an idiot. Black walnut. Yeah, something really burled, right? Something burled, and you can get beautiful desks and tabletops and lovely furniture out of a good walnut. Ficus are great for shade. Why are we talking about trees? Oh, wow. Somebody wants to build wands. Cherry wood with the dragon heartstring. There you go. Good for you, 11 Alpha. That's a crazy thing. I can't believe I focused in on the tree question. That's bonkers. Ooh, I missed a message. Let's see. Who's it from? Who's sending me a message? Oh, I got to go. Oh. Got money in the bank. Woohoo. Okay, sorry. I paid myself. Look out. Okay, anyway. No, not Chris Pine. No. But thank you, Al. I get to see Al. Hey, Al, I'm going to see you in like an hour and 20 minutes over on Mr. H Reviews channel for the H Cast. Looking forward to that. We're having a good time. Whoa. I'm on coffee too right now, to be fair. P. Lai is here. Says the city on a hill was for annoying Puritans who were too crazy to be kept in Europe. It wasn't all of the colonies that felt that way. That's just true. Hey, look at this. It's Mexican Iron Man. He was brilliant today on Valiant Renegades channel this morning. Early. Says bonus time show. Culture in the Desert. Live stream. Watch culture travel across the Mojave Desert in the middle of August. I could do that. A twist. Oh, wait. No. This part, no. Naked? No. Barefoot? No. Do you know what's in the desert? Limit 2 water bottles? No. Mikey, you're trying to get me killed. I appreciate the $10, but dude, come on, man. Come on. There's my buddy. Oh, such a great friend. Eric K here for $2 says Culture's ESG score is lowering by the minute. Oh yeah. I don't think I had one. I have a negative ESG score. Gonna be a problem. This is true though. Thank you, Eric. Let's see. Come on, man. Yeah. No, speaking of which. All right, so Comcast Universal, great morning for them. Overall, numbers look good. Probably a solid future in front of them. Disney, on the other hand, not so much. Not so much. You know what? I have a question for you. Outside of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, right? Outside of Wish, which I guess is a film coming out of Disney that nobody knows about or cares about, outside of Captain Marvel, outside of Dune, outside of this Wonka thing that nobody's buzzed about, is there anything you guys are looking forward to cinematically? I don't see anything on the horizon. I thought I was going to be super jazzed about all the horror stuff that's coming up in October, but I'm just not. I don't know. It's pretty wild. That's right. A little Dragon Ball meme. Culture's ESG scores over negative 9,000. That's right. Very much. Culture on the cruiser. There you go. Take a visit to the Galactic Star Cruiser, The Catch. It's based on the Star Cruiser from the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars Season 7. No! Oh, here you go, Ghostbusters. I don't know that that's actually going to be out. I don't know if that's going to make it. I really don't. If it does, it's great, but I don't know. Oh, I forgot about, the creator. Okay. That's fair. $85 million budget. Have you guys seen that? Looks great. Equalizer 3. Thank you for that, Brian. Yeah, that looks good. Looks really, really good. Oh, you guys should be checking out Somebody's Rock Fans channel. He's been killing it. And he's got this other show he's been doing on this other channel that's pretty cool too. I think a lot of people are looking for Dune 2. Scott, I really do. Siege Barrels is like none. Yeah, I get it. I'm very worried about Dune 2, right? I have a feeling that it is going to get pushed back. You know, Koyuki Aihara. Sorry, I'm going to keep working on that one. I'm very, I don't know. I don't know that there's a lot, but here's the thing. I think Dune is so niche. It's not going to do as well as they need it to. Unknown. What's going on? Says I was excited for Dune 2, but not. I don't know if it'll get pushed back. Now I don't know if it'll get pushed back. Yeah, I think it's getting pushed back. I think a lot of these are, if they haven't already been announced that they are. If anything, Marvel's should be pushed back as far back as it can go. Sometimes releasing a film isn't good. And Frederick Spector says content over CGI. I agree. I am a practical effects guy. CGI should be used when it's impossible to do something any way else. CGI should be used to enhance, not make. And I think the audience is tired of the fake. Master Siders, you got to forget about the Marvels. Dodge's chair. No kidding. Yeah, that's going to super stink. Did I exclude? Well, you excluded Dune, dude. So, I like Dune. Thought the first one was fine. A couple things that I was like, but they ended it in an okay place. I know a lot of people didn't like how they ended Dune 1, but I think Dune 2 has a lot of room to be good. Again, I just think it's too niche to be a massive film. The spice must flow. That's right, for $2 from Darius Munchausen. Indeed. Indeed. Wow, Evil Ramen really says the Marvels is important, fighting the enslavement of women in the West. Look around. The peep. I'm not going to go into it. Not doing it. Not doing it. Yeah, the Marvel should be pushed to write down territory. They should. That film should not be released. I got my fill of acceptable CGI with Sky Captain in the World of Tomorrow. I still think that was. There were so. I'm so tired of CGI. I really am. If you can practical effect most of your film, you're going to get admiration from me. Comics needs the Marvels. He really wants a shed. He's gonna build a whole new wing at the ranch on the Marvels. We're now 1 hour into the 6-minute dilly dally. That's right, Mr. Tickle Trunk. You have a problem with that? Got 100 of you here. Hi, everybody. I love you. TZ Burton says I was at Epcot Center in '89. It was great. Haven't been there since. Eesh. Well, I tell you what, those memories that you have, my friend TZ Burton, those are valuable because it is nothing like that now. Plus Logic says I'm going to go see the Meg. Maybe not too excited about, but it's a throw your brain out the door film. Yeah, I'm with you. The Spice Girls must flow. Gross. Hey, look, it's the animation critic Taylor Rivers says, doesn't his beard count as them being beard phobic? There you go. I like my beard. After Barbie's success, will Hollywood go on an go super woke, make mucho dinero money? I think they hope. Here's the problem, and I think we've talked about this in various places, and I think most people would agree. The logic or wisdom of crowds, right? Hollywood always takes the wrong lessons out of the success of various properties, films, whatnot. They will ride trends to the very end and then continue to ride them after they've already hit the crust and mantle of the earth. Which is kind of what's happening with the MCU. But if you think that, again, if the studios, not you personally, obviously, but if the studios think that going super woke and doing that for what ladies cinema, the targeted ladies movies, and then they go on the male side of the equation, they're going to find out really fast. First of all, the males will just reject it outright. But second, you're going to get the same kind of audience. If you go super woke like that in male properties, you're going to get the same kind of audience reception that you did for Bros. The Barbie thing worked once, and it worked once because it was marketed. It was a lie. It was good marketing if you're okay with telling an outright lie and then reinforcing that lie with other statements made by the people who are in charge of the company that this is supposed to be in promotion of. Sure. That's not going to work for a good portion of the audience the next time. And I think that the second weekend is going to be telling, and I'll be able to project about where this will finish up. Because I'm still not backing down on the fact that this film has got problems and maybe won't be the financial success that they hope for. We'll see. Culture out here answering Barbara Walters questions. I like it. You guys are great. I wish I had something to talk about. I went looking for breaking news. Let's see if we got any breaking news. Lots of people going randomly to hospitals, emergencies, and things like that. But Can't talk about that. Can't even speculate about it. There's a decent chance that that we get a good weekend out of Barbie, and a decent one out of Oppenheimer. I don't know how this became a battle of the sexes thing, but this really has. These films, I don't know why. Philip M. with another $5. Single-handedly trying to sponsor today's show. Thank you, Philip M. Cece, you were supposed to speak on a breaking topic and break it down. What happened? I don't know. You guys, all of you wonderful people. I love you all. It's so fun. I love my audience. High fantasy and sci-fi are the only genres where it should be acceptable to have more than 30% overall CGI in films. I agree with you. Because otherwise it's just a video game. I love video games. They're a little more interactive than a film, but YouTube and Rumble and Odysee and all of these platforms are far more interactive than television. That's why these places hi. That's why we're here replacing those people. Plus, they're helping. They're helping by going on strike and asking for ridiculous things instead of just asking for reasonable things. The only thing that they should be standing firmly against is AI. And if you've watched, I encourage you to watch today's videos and yesterday's two videos. And the reason that I made them is because I want to give everybody a bigger picture about AI and how it's going to be integrated with entertainment and how it should properly be done. Because there's already great AI tools out there right now for production purposes that I think everybody in Hollywood and independents are going to benefit from greatly. But what I don't want is 100% digital actors. Because again, I don't go to a film to see a video game. I want practical effects. I want people. I want actors. I want writers. I don't want AI writing. I've seen AI writing. Okay. If you want to break writer's block, you can go to an AI writer. Okay. But don't use that to write a story. It's dumb. It's plumb dumb. And it's repetitive. Like very, very. Plus, it doesn't have good dad jokes. I have good dad jokes. And I think you're right, James Woolard. I think that if we don't support films like Mission Impossible, then you're going to get more movies that are message driven that nobody wants. That's right. We have a film where Haley Atwell is climbing all over stuff on a train. This is quality cinema. That's right. Yep. Hey, what's up, Zappy Swaggins? This is a new name. I know this one, though. Good to see you, my friend. Cool shirt. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, films are no longer, this is funny. Films are no longer the aesthetically pleasing wonder that they used to be. For all various reasons. One, they're not shot on film, which bothers me. Two, obviously CGI fest, as you mentioned here. And three, because they're not bringing in beautiful people anymore. That's a disturbing trend. They're terrified of good-looking humans. Okay. Keep making ugly stuff then. So I'm not an actor. You got to be like a 10 plus. I'm not even like a 4 plus. So there you go. I think Expendables is exactly what it's going to be, Penny. And I think it'll be fun, enjoyable, turn your brain off, throw it out the window, collect it later kind of a film. And I'm okay with that. We need those films every once in a while. And I like action movies. I like action for the sake of action. We need a return to those 80s action movies, I think. I'm not sure. What do you think, Penny? You think that's a good plan? I do. Let's get back to dumb, fun. Let's get back to things like not exactly, but like let's get back to like Predator and Alien and things that are practically done for cheap amounts of money and then make piles of it at the theater. That's what we need. I think Star Trek effects from the older movies with models hold up better as well. Yeah, those are practical. It's one of the reasons why, like the model builders, the model shops and stuff that, gave us those wonderful films and television shows, Star Wars, Star Trek, etc. We need more of that. They're real. They look real. On film, they're real. Why did the trench run on the Death Star look so amazing in the first Star Wars film, A New Hope? Practical. Drawn on digital effects. Art. Creative use of multiplanar cameras, matte paintings. Practical. Oh, one of my favorite scenes is still in Empire with Luke hanging upside down by his knees, having his hand removed from his arm against a matte painting. Did you know that then? No. I'm not sure when the release date is for this, Kara. Kara says Godzilla. -1, bro. Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. Yeah, I thought you meant Expendables 4. I know what you meant, Penny. Fifth Element. Classic. Classic. Yep, the underside of the Nostromo in Alien is inspired by the Death Star Trench. Yep. I think Fifth Element's one of those films that I can sit down and watch anytime, anywhere. In fact, I oftentimes I'll watch it on the plane, mid-flight. Such a good movie. The Golden Voyage of Sinbad was on the telly yesterday. Had a great time with it. An absolute classic. The FX were awesome. Hello, by the way. What's up, Pete Dencat? Look, I'm one of those weird people who enjoy claymation. I like stop motion stuff that's mixed with live action stuff. Can it look hokey, or did it at the time? Maybe, but it was also awesome. As a kid, the original Clash of the Titans film was one of my favorites. For a lot of reasons. Anyway. Used to be some amazing things. Chicken Run is an interesting film, indeed. Indeed. Wallace and Gromit. There you go. Way back into the classic vault. Well done. I wanted to see that owl cut things up. I know, I loved that, right? So, one of my favorite things of all time in a television show was Tweaky. Beady, beady, beady. What's up, Buck? Right? It was a little person. It was Tweaky. And Dr. Thermopolis is hanging around his neck, and it was just lights. It's practical. It was fun. They had fun things in sci-fi. I like the original Battlestar Galactica. The Vipers and the sounds that they made. Because they weren't going to make a sound like a rocket. They weren't going to make a sound like anything you'd ever heard. It's just kind of like a generator running. Right? Yeah. Beady, beady, beady. What's up, Buck? And staying, yeah. and instead of saying, "What's up, Doc?" Right? RoboCop. That's right. Aaron Gray. Yes. Bama grad. I haven't seen Bama grad in a while. I'm kind of worried. Going to have to write a letter or something to Bama grad. But Bama grad got me an autograph of Aaron Gray and gave it to me when I saw him at one of the meetups. Something I'll never forget. All of you are amazing, just so you know. I appreciate you all. There's 90 of you here. We got to wind it down because I need a little bit of time before we do Mr. H's Hcast. So I'm going to grab a couple supers and then we'll scoot on out of here. Does this dress make my ass look big? For $2 says Paul Giamatti's The Holdovers has my interest. Yeah, it does mine too. In fact, I think that was a fun thing that Paul Chatto shared, right? But it reminds me of a whole lot of independent cinema that we don't really get anymore. Hopefully this is like one of those. There's a wonderful Mamet play called State in Maine that was turned into a film that was very much like under the radar. It is the same aesthetic look as The Holdovers. Go, if you want, go look that up. It was one of the last films for an actor that you'll recognize. I'll always forget his name. But I have a strong feeling that The Holdovers is going to grab me the same way that the State and Maine film version of that Mamet play plays out. I like a lot of weird stuff, though. All right. I think I caught up with everybody. Did I not? I think I did. All right. We need a new Buck Rogers, indeed. All right. Let's get into it, folks. I got to wind it down. Thank you to everybody over there. We got Apple Eater with Rome over on Rumble. A few folks joined us. Few folks. There we go. Joined us over on Odysee as well. For those of you on Twitter, I really appreciate it. I'm sorry that I can't interact with you better. Hopefully Elon will fix that someday. And let's wrap up the show with some credits. That's right. You guys are amazing. I appreciate you very, very much. All of these wonderful members that support me month in, month out. Those of you that are Gold Club, Rewards Club, and of course the high rollers, you really make it easier to, do more work. Hopefully, we'll do it in a bigger way in the near future. Check out Current Year with Ian K. Hopefully that video makes it up there that I put together today. Watch both videos I've got out for today here on this channel. And I got 2 more coming, a little bit more on the pop culture side of things. Going to talk probably a little Disney. Some news that you haven't heard yet. Something people haven't talked about. And looking into the mind of a megalomaniac. All right, everybody. See ya!